So after a good long wait, the next instalment in the Megaman series is finally here. This series has had hundreds of entries, but in the past few years all of them have been spin-offs or remakes, so Mega Man 9 is the first one that runs in canon with the other 8 previous Mega Man games. So, well, it's been a long wait, but let's see if it's worth it. Here's our review for Mega Man 9. And the first thing you see when you boot up this game is this screen here telling you to wear the wrist strap. Wait, why do I have to wear the wrist strap? There's no wiggly waggle in this game, it's just plain straight NES game. Well, I guess if the game insists, you won this round, Nintendo. Anyway, back to the game. The truth is that this is the 9th instalment in the Mega Man series. And if I'm completely honest with you, Mega Man has developed this reputation of becoming hard purely out of tradition. It's no longer a thing of just sort of making it entertaining and hard just because it's a good idea. It's become that because Mega Man just has to be hard now. Fans expect it. What I find interesting though is that it's just filled with lots of little evil tricks. For example, take this level here. We've got Splash from it, yeah? I'm just running along and shoot, jump down this pit and... Oh, you son of a... Guess that's why. Anyway, the truth is, you have to explore and learn these levels. This game isn't really about things like reaction times, although it does have a lot of those sort of segments. Most of it's just knowing the level. Which, you know, is kind of cool because it really is a throwback to the way games were made. I mean, obviously, during the NES era, games were a lot more difficult, mostly due to the fact that either developers weren't very good at making their games, or just because they were originally made for arcades. What I find really interesting about this style of level design is that it's more infuriating to the player, but it's overall more satisfying. I have shouted and screamed at this game more times than you can possibly imagine, but I always come back to play it. It's hard for all the right reasons. It's all about learning the levels, and it's all about, you know, memorization of patterns and reaction times. Whereas a game like Oblivion is hard not necessarily because of its reaction time or its level design, but more because of the quantity of things you've got to do. In Mega Man you have one sole objective, and that's to get to the end of the level and beat the Robot Master. And it's that kind of thing that really pushes the game onwards and makes it a really entertaining bout. So this time, of course, the big twist is that all the robots are Dr. Wily's, and you've got things like Concrete Man, who was, of course, originally laying patios. You've got, you've got Hornet Man, who obviously used to rear bees. You've got Jewel Man, who made jewels, and then you've got Tornado Man, who... What the hell did Tornado Man do when he was a good guy? I'm serious, can you honestly think of a single good thing Tornado Man could do? Maybe he swept the streets with a powerful, destructive storm. Honestly, it's horrible just trying to fit the plot in with these characters. What's perhaps even more hysterically bad about this is that all these characters are created for the force of good, yet all of their weapons are hugely destructive. Check out the black hole bomb right here. I fire this thing, right? And it destroys everything in the vicinity. How on earth did Dr. Light think that was a good idea? What does Galaxy Man even do? I don't know. I'm not going to try and question the plot of the story. It's obviously there for fun. It's a filler. It's a parody of itself in some respects. It's just there for the lols. Let's just move on now into what, like, the features of Mega Man 9 are. Well, of course, you've got downloadable content, because this is the next generation age, and of course I'm not allowed the entire game. I'm just allowed bits of it in tiny installments, which I have to pay for. Yes, I do think it's stupid, and yes, I wish developers would stop doing it. Of course, you've got all the weapons, the new ones that Mega Man picks up by defeating Robot Masters, and some of these are actually corkers. You've got stuff like the previously mentioned Black Hole Bomb, you've got the Laser Trident, which sears through enemies, which, although it doesn't sound very useful at first, in the later levels you soon discover is a practically vital weapon. But my absolute favourite is this one here, the Dual Satellite. All I do is I press 1, and suddenly he's surrounded by a shield. Absolutely nothing can hurt him. Well, there's a few things that can hurt him, but he deflects bullets and he kills most enemies in one. It just makes things like Concrete Man's levels an absolute breeze to blow through. And speaking of blowing through levels quickly, this game also features a time trial mode, which is, you know, a bit of fun if you're really sort of hardcore and into it. It has an online leaderboard so that you can stack yourself against the rest of the world. But overall, I'm nowhere near good enough to find this feature exciting, so I'll just give it a miss mostly.
Megaman 9 is available now on WiiWare, and I heartily recommend it to anyone who's played a Mega Man game before and found it hugely entertaining. If you're completely new to the series though, and you own a Wii, I would suggest you pick up one of the Mega Man titles on Virtual Console first to see if you like the formula. It's more of a taste at the minute, and if you weren't into retro gaming and you're, well, young, it is probably worth checking out a previous game before paying for this one, as the Mega Man games are incredibly hard. Overall, I give the game an 8. It's fantastic, it's a throwback, and it's exactly what fans wanted. But for those of you out there who aren't sure, you are best off trying something else first. So,
this has been our review for Mega Man 9. Our final verdict, a frustratingly difficult but ultimately rewarding game. 8 out of 10.
Gee, I sure wish I could play this game, but instead of having to use the controller it was designed to be played with, I could use a completely irrelevant controller that is in no way suitable for this title.
Did somebody say my name?
Unnecessary Portman! Maybe you can help me!
That's right, kids. It's me, Unnecessary Portman. Hey, remember Donkey Kong Jungle Beat? That game you played with those silly old bongos? Well, how's about you try playing it now, but instead of having the bongos, you just randomly punch the air.
It's like I'm playing exactly the same game, but with less of the fun.
Hey kids, remember that epic trilogy, the Prince of Persia series? Well, we've taken the last game in the series and we've added innovative sword fighting controls. And look, we've even written Wii across the top of the box. Look, how awesome is that?
This isn't even creative. I'm just shaking the controller and he's doing sword attacks.
Here at Nintendo, we hear that you guys all the time want Pikmin on the Wii. Well, as a special treat, here it is! It's Pikmin on the Wii! Isn't that incredible? Now you can play Pikmin with the pointer controls. How great is that? Look, if you get a pen and you really want Pikmin 3, you could just write 3 on the bottom part. It's practically what we would do.
Wow, I remember when I used to be able to play this game. Now it's just really frustrating and hard to do at all, due to the fact that the pointer is less responsive than the analog sticks. I died, not out of my own skill, but out of the fact that I can no longer move Olimar in an efficient way. I remember when I played this game with 2 analog sticks and it worked, but this is much more fun now that I'm getting carpal tunnel syndrome.
That's right, the Wii've ported 'em range. You guys always tell us how you think the classic games are the best. Well, rather than make new ones, we're just gonna keep giving you the old ones until you're sick to death of seeing them. The Wii've ported 'em range, making sure this gets old real fast.